They have Fields ranked number 6, and that's 5 spots ahead of Aaron Rodgers. How about that?
So I'm going to use the on-ramp to discuss Aaron Rodgers because we saw something in the news cycle over the weekend that we haven't seen in quite some time. You don't see coaches go at coaches the way that Sean Payton went at Nathanial Hackett over the weekend. He said flatly, it might have been the worst coaching job ever.
Mm-hmm.
And we knew this as people that weren't coaches. So it's good to have the cosign from a Hall of Famer in Sean Payton. But you don't see that ever.
No, you don't.
And Aaron Rodgers, who has been aligned with Nathanial Hackett in the past, was his offensive coordinator in Green Bay and is now his offensive coordinator in New York, had a strong defense.
Yeah, I love Nathanial Hackett, and those comments were very surprising. For a coach to do that to another coach. My love for Hack goes deep. You know, we had some great years together in Green Bay, kept in touch. Love him and his family. He's an incredible family man, incredible dad. And on the field, you know, he's arguably my favorite coach I've ever had in the NFL. Just his approach to it, how he makes it fun, how he cares about the guys, just how he goes about his business with respect, with leadership, with honesty, with integrity. And it made me feel bad that someone who's accomplished a lot in the league is that insecure that they have to take another man down to set themselves up for some sort of easy fall if it doesn't go well for that team this year. Thought it was way out of line and inappropriate, and I think he needs to keep my coach's names out of his mouth.
My favorite reaction to that was Sean Payton saying, I had one of those moments where I still had my Fox hat on and not my coaching hat on.
Right.
Do you think he has little hats?
He has visors.
It's visors. It's a Fox visor, and I will tell you this. He never said anything that interesting when he was working at Fox. Okay? So, I mean, please.
Yeah,
I don't need
I would
to
have
hear
loved
from
to have seen that Fox hat on more often, actually.
Who is Sean Payton
Hold
to
on,
criticize Nathanial Hackett?
Gotta take my
honestly.
Fox hat off.
Right.
Do you want my podcasting hat on while I answer this?
A Super Bowl winning coach?
He's
Please.
9-8 in the postseason. Do it without Drew Brees.
Exactly right.
Please.
Do anything without
And the
Drew
only reason he
Brees.
got Brees is because Dr. Cannell misdiagnosed Dante Culpepper.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to hear about it. I'm serious.
You could make an argument out of Super Bowl winning head coaches, Sean Payton is pretty overrated when you look at all the times he's lost as a considerable favorite in the playoffs.
He's 9-8 in the postseason. He's a great regular season coach. His regular season record winning percentage is amongst the best in NFL history.
He did get done dirty by one of the worst calls we've ever seen in that sport.
Yes, but you have your own issues in a very tough division. Russell Wilson is playing himself out of the Hall of Fame. Like, worry about your team. Worry about that division. Don't worry about Nathanial Hackett and the New York Jets. And he didn't apologize. He didn't apologize to Nathanial Hackett. He just said, as Jess pointed out, I had my Fox hat on, which is ridiculous.
Aaron Rodgers' defense of Nathanial Hackett was admirable. It was honest. I mean,
it was necessary also.
He also said, like, keep my coach's name out of your mouth, which is pretty shocking. But here's my take on it. And I am not a coach. I only know what I know from what I've seen in the sport. But I'm asking you guys a genuine, honest question. When Aaron Rodgers says Nathanial Hackett's the best coach he's ever had, does Aaron Rodgers actually know what a good coach is? Because if you look at his career,
it's funny,
and you look at his head coaches, and you look at his offensive coordinators, and anytime they've been separated from Aaron Rodgers, the best one is Mike McCarthy, who I think we have consensus here is not very good, despite winning a Super Bowl. He's had Joe Philbin. He's had Nathaniel Hackett, who pushed Freddie Kitchens out of the way for most disastrous head coaching stint we've seen in the modern era. Does he know what a good coach is? Because he has been so talented. There's actually a compliment to Aaron Rodgers. I don't mean to call him ditzy or anything like that. He has been so good. His performance has been so superlative that he has really elevated some people that have failed and failed repeatedly and massively without him. So I ask you, genuinely, when Aaron Rodgers says Nathaniel Hackett's the best coach he's ever had, does he know what a good coach is?
It's a fair question.
Jeff
I will tell
Tedford?
you. I
mean, Jeff Tedford is another person, even though he came with some repute, was someone that was elevated and just done nothing since.
When Hackett was his coach, those 2 seasons, back-to-back MVPs, he had 85 touchdowns and 9 interceptions.
Jeff Tedford had Marshawn Lynch, Aaron Rodgers, and maybe Deshaun Jackson a little bit after that. He had a lot of talent, and he did next to nothing with it.
He won the Holiday Bowl in 2006.
He beat Miami in it, I think. Yeah, but he doesn't know good coaching, and it's been to a detriment. He only has one Super Bowl title, not through the work of his own. Granted, he's on maybe if you hyperanalyze, and not even hyperanalyze, just analyze, you could see, you can make a solid argument that Aaron Rodgers is now on a downward trajectory.
Butterfingers.
But is
It's Mike McCarthy.
okay?
Butterfingers.
All right, thank you for that. Totally dropped in.
Honestly,
out of
thought that
nowhere.
was Aaron Rodgers.
Butterfingers.
The guy
That's kinda
Jerry
sound
Jones wouldn't fire to get Sean Payton, by the way. Huh?
If Aaron Rodgers had a coach as good as Sean Payton, who I'm conceding is also in the conversation,
He'd have a single Super Bowl like he does now. Okay? He had it. It was Drew Brees.
you were all in on a quarterback you couldn't recognize apart from Jake Owen
Jeff Tedford, Pac-10 Coach of the Year 2 times.
because he had Aaron Rodgers.
It was during that time
Yeah.
period. And a little after. Mountain West Coach of the Year in 2017. He's the head coach at Fresno State now, by the way.
What is Fresno feisty
Yeah,
cover machines?
you're right.
I only watch him on mute. Otherwise, I would have known my boy Jeff Tedford was over
It's always the
there.
10 o'clock option before Hawaii.
Oh, dude.
It's the
Can't wait
step
for
before the
college football
rainbows.
season.
Yeah. Who is the best example of having success apart from Aaron Rodgers? Not player-wise, because you can get an argument that it's Devontae Adams with the year that he had last year, but the coach that was around him that left because they were promoted because he elevated their stature within the game. Who is the best part of that tree? I'm just doing a sports media thing. I'm not in a locker
I got to
room.
do some Googles.
Right, we have to.
There
And-
has to be
and
a good coach.
You don't have to do Googles like that with guys like Peyton Manning and guys like, hell, you don't even have to do that with a guy like Drew Brees. We've seen the coordinators around him get elevated. Why do we struggle so much with Aaron Rodgers, considering the level that he played? I mean, we can name several great offensive coordinators that have got head coaching jobs that have disappointed, that have separated themselves from Patrick Mahomes. But, geez, like, when Aaron – I might actually genuinely believe Aaron Rodgers when he says, that's the best coach I've ever had.
Because it is.
And it's Nathanial Hackett. It's Nathanial Hackett.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is Aaron Rodgers should have more Super Bowls because of the coaching he's received.
Butterfingers.
I needed more setup.